Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. How are you? I hope you're having an amazing day. I wanted to just take a minute and kind of, help somebody out there. I've had a few people in our base shop ask me if I can do my recruiting presentation, put it on video, and kind of blast it out to everyone. And I simply want to try and help. Now some of you guys, man, you're already excellent recruiters. I'm sure your presentation's incredible, and I want to make sure that I don't interfere with that in any way. But for some of you guys, if you feel like maybe you can improve your presentation, like there's certain things that you wish you could change about it, or maybe you don't know how to transition from one point of the presentation to the other, then I recommend you watch this video and take little pieces of it and apply it to what you already do, because I've always believed this, that you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, meaning that even if your presentation's not that great, if you just present it to the right person, they're going to ultimately say yes. So don't worry about every single word, but you do want to take pieces of it and apply it to your current presentation. So I'm going to go through this as if I'm sitting with someone, and let me just kind of give you the disclosure here. I am not in any way saying that I have mastered recruiting, because I have not, but I do think we do pretty well with recruiting. I think our base shop does pretty well. I think our presentation's solid. And I think this can be of some help to somebody out there, So what I'm going to recommend that you do is to watch this video once, twice, as many times as you have to. And then ultimately, once you feel you got this down, if you're here in the area, I'd love to sit with you. I want to see you do the same presentation on me and see if you can recruit me. I think that'd be a really good training, But anyway, so I am going to role play this as if I'm sitting with somebody here. I'm going to use a six-page presentation. It is not laminated. My laminated one is out in my trunk, and it's like 200 degrees out there, and I did not want to walk out there and get it. I'm going to use blank sheets of paper, and in this case, I'm going to use a marker because I want it to be really clear here on the video. But I don't usually use markers, obviously. I use a pen. And blue pen. I like blue ink. Anyways, here we go. Alright, so I hope this helps. Okay, so let's take it away. So let's just say I'm sitting with the guy John. John's a guy that I prospected the other day at Walmart, which is what we do out here. We do a whole lot of prospecting. And so John comes in, and here's how it goes. Get ready. All right, John. Hey, man, thanks so much for coming in, brother. I appreciate you taking your time, man. And before I get started, I just want to ask you a few questions, man. Is that cool? Awesome. So it's John, J-O, the traditional way, J-O-H-N? Awesome, man. And how old are you, John, if you don't mind me asking? Awesome, 30? Cool. And are you married, single? Cool. Married, how many kids? Awesome, dude, 2. Okay. Boys, girls? One of each. Okay, great, man. And what kind of work did you say, John, you did again? Oh, okay, awesome. You're a teacher. Great, man. How long have you been teaching? Wow, 7 years. Okay. Now, that's a long time, man. What would you say keeps you there? In other words, what do you love about teaching? Because you've been there for 7 years, so something's got to keep you there. Okay, alright, you like working with the kids. Awesome. So that's a plus. And then, if you had to change something, what do you think you'd change about your current position or your current career? The pay? I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. Awesome, man. So then what I do is I make a little profile just like this on the paper. And it says, John, 30 years old, married, 2 kids, teacher for 7 years. A plus is that he likes working with kids, and the negative, or what he'd change about his current position, is the pay. Alright, John, so let me kind of explain to you who we are and what we do, and I'm going to give you the simple version if you don't mind, because there's a technical version, it takes rather long, and then there's a simple version, so I'm going to give it to you in simple terms. This way you can decide if it's something for you, if it's a good fit for both of us, actually. So let me go through this. If something doesn't make sense, please stop me. I'll go through it again because I want to make sure that everything's really clear today. Cool? All right, so first question is this. Have you ever heard of us before, Primerica? Or have you ever seen our logo maybe? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to cover this little top section here because I do want you to know how big the company is, because we are huge, man. Check it out, okay? So, before I get into this, okay? So, Primerica is a financial company, which means that we help people with their finances, okay? So, here in Arizona, we have over 60 offices, right? So, we're huge just here in the state, okay? Now, let me cover this top section so you can see how just enormous we are, okay? Primerica is the largest independent financial services marketing organization in North America, okay? Watch. We have over 100,000 licensed agents. Okay, have you heard of like State Farm? Okay, they're big, right? Okay, watch this. State Farm has about 13,000 licensed agents, which is really big. 13,000, okay? Primerica has over 100,000 licensed agents. It's huge, right? We're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, right? Which what that means is that if you want to be listed on the stock exchange, right, and our symbol's PRI, is you've got to be the elite in that industry. So when it comes to financial services, we are amongst the elite, okay? We have more than 2 million clients that have investment accounts with us. I'm going to show you in a second how we teach people how to invest their money. And we also have over 4 million people insured through our company. We do insurance, okay? Now, that was the boring part, right? But I just wanted to show you how big the company is, okay? But let me give you a realistic example of what we do when we sit with an actual family, okay? Now, again, I'm giving you the simple, short, sweet version of it, okay? So watch this, okay? So let's take the average family, okay? We've got a husband, a wife, and they got 2 little kids, okay? So let's John and Mary and 2 kids, okay? Now, I'm going to talk to you, John, as if I'm sitting with you right now, and I have your wife here next to you, and we got your kids here, okay? So I came to see you. I'm sitting at your kitchen table, okay? So just imagine this. This is your house. We're in your kitchen, and it's you and your wife and your 2 kids, okay? The kids are kind of running around, all right? So I'm going to talk to you as if you're the actual client, all right? Here we go. Because I want you to see how simple this is, okay? All right, so John, Mary, let me ask you guys a question, okay? Primerica, we do 3 different types of insurances, okay? We do car insurance, we do home insurance, and we do life insurance. So I want you to imagine that you guys have all 3. You have your own car, you have your own house, and then you have your life, okay? Out of those 3, your car, your house, and your life, out of those 3, which one would you say is the most important to you? Your car, your house, or your life? Your life, right? Okay, so out of the 3 different types of insurances that we offer our clients, life insurance is the one that we do the most, because it is the most important, right? And here's why I say that. If somebody steals your car, you buy another car. If your house were to burn down, you buy another house. But if you lose your life, that's it. You're done. There's no more buying nothing. You can't buy another life. Like, you're done, okay? So life insurance is what we do the most here, okay? So let me ask you guys this next question. Do you guys know when someone passes away, what would you say the average funeral costs? Just take a wild guess. Okay, you're right. It's about 15 grand. Now, do you guys think that most people have 15 grand saved? No, right? Okay. So let's just say in this case, Mary, God forbid John dies tomorrow, and you don't have 15 grand, but you're going to have to bury him somehow. Like, you can't just leave your husband there. He's going to have to, get buried. How would you come up with 15 grand, Mary? Okay. Right? So you can ask family. Okay, so let's put that here. You can ask family. What else? Right, you could do car wash. Okay, do you guys see that pretty often? Okay. And what would be the, just give me one more. You're right, okay. You could put it on a credit card. Okay, that's cool. The 15 grand is going to happen somehow. You will bury your husband. Okay, but watch this. Let's go through this and tell me what you would do here. Okay, so you got the $15,000, and that's taken care of, right? Funeral. Okay, and let's do house. I would ask you, how much do you owe on your house, John? And you say, well, we just bought it last year, so we owe $200,000. Okay. And then we say, do you guys have any cars that you're still paying? And the client says, yeah, we owe about $40,000 on 2 cars. Okay. Do you guys have any credit card debt? And you say, yeah, we owe about 10 grand. Okay. And then I say, John, you got 2 little ones. God forbid, but if you were to die today, would you want your little ones to go to college if it was totally up to you? Okay, now if it was up to you, would you pick a local community college or would you pick ASU? ASU, right? But ASU is expensive, man. ASU is going to run about $25,000 a year. Okay, a year. And that's a 4-year program. So 25,000 times 4 is 100,000 per child. You have 2 kids. So that's 200,000. So let's put that down. Let's put college here, okay? So let's just simply add this up, okay? Let's see what our total is. Watch this. You've got 200,000 plus 200,000. That's 440, 450 plus a funeral, 465. So watch this. Watch what happens, okay? That's 465,000. Yep, 465,000 total. So let me ask you a question. John passes away today. First of all, most importantly, this wife lost her partner. Okay? The kids lose their father. So emotionally, they're going to be hurting. They're devastated emotionally. But look what happens right after that. Okay? They're going to have to come up with 15 grand. But that's doable because like you said, you know, you can ask family, you can have a car wash, you can put it on a credit card. So that's going to get done. But let me ask you this question. Where would this family live? What happens to the house? Let's say the spouse, let's say Mary isn't working. And John was the only one working. Do you think John's company is going to send Mary his weekly paychecks after he passes away? Would she still get his paychecks? Absolutely not. So she's not working. She has no income coming in. And she has a monthly mortgage where they owe $200,000. What do you think is going to happen to that house? Absolutely. The house is gone. She's got 2 car payments she makes. You think the car companies are gonna say, you know what, just keep the cars, man, just for free. Just don't even worry about it. Your husband died. We understand. They're freebies. They're yours. No, those cars are gone. So then ask yourself this: what would she drive? What happens to the credit card debt? You think it's gonna just disappear? Nope. They're gonna come after her, and if she doesn't pay it, it's gonna ultimately ruin her credit. And do you think these kids are going to go to ASU? Do you think Mary by herself is going to pay $200,000? Probably not. So let's cross that out too. You see, here's what happens. They lost their husband, right? Mary lost her husband. The kids lost their father. They're devastated emotionally. They had to come up with 15 grand that they didn't have, but they figured it out. And then they lose everything. They lose their house. They lose their vehicles. They get their credit ruined. And there's no money left for college. So he left them in a huge financial mess. $465,000. And that is a huge hole to be in. Right? So we want to make sure that every single family, everybody that we sit with, has the right life insurance. Okay? Now, John, just out of curiosity, okay, Who do you and Mary have right now as your life insurance provider? None? Oh, no. I'm not talking about the one at work. I mean real insurance outside of that. Okay? All right, you have none. All right, we're gonna talk about that later. Okay? But again, we're sitting with this family, and they say the same thing, that they only have it at work. Okay? So we say this. Now look. There's only 3 reasons why you wouldn't have life insurance outside of work. Here's the first one. Some people see no value to it. Now, you don't look like this, but some people think, dude, honestly, I don't care what happens after I die. Okay? They don't see value. They don't think it's important. Number 2, some people say, you know what? I don't think I can afford it. Okay? Some people say, dude, I just haven't made the time, man. I'm too busy. And I thought about it, and I know I've got to have something, but I just haven't had the time. So, we're sitting here with John and Mary, and we say, John and Mary, why do you not have life insurance outside of work? No value, no money, or no time? And they say, well, we think it's just some money. All right, cool. Okay, so here's what we show next. Now, look, so far, it's taken me 1 sheet of paper. Okay, now let's use the back side of that paper. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so then we say, John and Mary, I understand. All right, a lot of times it is a money issue. But let me ask you this. Okay, do you have auto insurance? Really? Okay. How much would you say you pay a month for your auto insurance? $150. Okay. Now, how much are those cars worth? Is it $150 for 2 cars? Okay. How much are those cars worth? Okay, $40,000. Now, this is just an example. But what if I said to you, look, life insurance with us is going to cost you the same, $150. It doesn't, okay? But let's just say I said it was $150. And then I said, John, now life insurance was made to protect your family. So if I said to you, John, how much is your family worth to you in dollars? Because you said your cars are worth about 40, okay? How much would you say your kids and your wife are worth to you in dollars? That's right. You can't put, like, priceless we call it, right? There's no dollar amount you can put down here. So let's put priceless, okay? You see, this makes 0 cents. And here's what I mean by that. Check this out. Look at what this is saying. This is saying you have 2 cars that are worth $40,000, yet you've got full coverage on them, $150 a month. But what it's also saying is that you have a wife and kids that are priceless to you with no coverage. None. That doesn't make sense that you would protect your cars, but not your family. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Because some people say, yeah, but you got to understand that you got to have car insurance, which is true. Please don't cancel that. But you know what's interesting is that I love my phone, and I have insurance on my phone, and that's not required by law. And most people that I know have cell phone insurance. So what's the excuse then? You're saying that you protect your car? You're saying that you're willing to protect your phone, but you won't protect your family? That doesn't make sense. Because you can buy another car, you can buy another phone, you can buy another house, but if your family loses you, they're done financially and emotionally. And so what we say, what we teach here at Primerica, key word, we teach. We don't sell. We teach people, especially people with children, is that you got to protect your family, man. They depend on you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only reason you go to work every day is to make sure that you get paid so that you can provide for your family all the basic needs, right? And some other wants, right? Is that why you go to work? Right? Okay, so then if you die, then that money stops coming in. So then how would they survive? Right? And this is what Primerica teaches. Pretty simple. Okay, so then from here what we do is we're going to show the client 3 options. We always like showing 3. Okay? A, B, and C. Now these are just examples, obviously, right? But watch this. Okay, so let's say that I'm sitting with John and Mary, and I'm going to show them 3 examples, okay? So it's going to go something like this. Watch. Look how simple this is, okay? So I say, look, John, look, Mary, here's 3 options for you, A, B, and C, okay? Plan A, here's what it means. You would both be covered for $100,000 each. Each of your kids is covered for $20,000. That's $60 per month, and it covers the entire family for $60, okay? Or we can do Plan B. 200 John, 200,000 Mary, 20 the kids for $80 a month. Or we could do Plan C, 300, 300, 20 per child for $100 a month. Okay? And then we want to make sure that they cannot actually afford it. So we say, John and Mary, out of these 3, which one best fits your budget? And John and Mary say, well, we're going to go with the middle one. We think we can do that one. It's not too high. It's not the lowest one, so we're going to go with the one right in between. Okay? That's Plan B. Pretty simple, right? And it's only taken me, really, 2 sides, right? 2 sheets of paper to explain it. Okay? So remember, John and Mary picked Plan B. 200,000 each, 20 the kids for $80 a month. So then what we do, right, as Primerica representatives, is we help them fill out their application. You can do it either electronically, on your phone, on a laptop, on a desktop, or you can do it the traditional way, which is on paper. Okay, so we fill out all their application, and we send it, we process it. Okay, and here's how we get paid. Check it out. Now remember that they selected option B, Plan B, and that's going to cost the client $80 a month. So what we do is we take that number 80 and we multiply it by 12 months. 80 times 12 is 960. That's what this client is going to pay per year. Okay? So what I would have made simply by explaining this to them, helping them pick out a plan that fits their budget, and filling out their application, that would have probably taken me, let's say, an hour, maybe 2 hours, right, at most. Here's how we get paid. We would make 50% of this number. Okay, so what's 50%? Okay, in other words, what's half of 960? You're right, 480. Okay, now that's not too bad for 1 to 2 hours of work. Would you agree? Okay, because see, here's the way you got to think of this. You said you were a teacher. How long does it take you right now to make 480? How many hours? How many days? Okay, about 3. Okay, 3 times 8 hours a day. That's 24 hours. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Okay, right now it takes you 24 hours to make 480. What I'm saying is, here's my proposal to you, my idea, my suggestion. Don't let go of your job, John. Stay there. But could you imagine if you simply helped out one family like this per week? Just one. And made an extra $480 a week. You can do one for sure, right? So watch this, okay? Most of the people on my team right now do the business part-time. They're just like you. They already have their 9 to 5 job, which is okay. But what if you did one of these a week? That would mean that you're going to help out 4 families a month. 1 a week, right? Okay, so watch this. Let's do the math. 1 a week, that's 4 a month. Let's say the first family gets a $40 life insurance plan. The next family gets a $60, let's go $80, and then $100. Okay, this is what they're going to pay a month. And we're going to multiply it all by 12, right? Because it's 12 months. Okay, and then you make 50% of that. Okay, so here's the 4 families. This is what they're going to pay for the year. You make 50% of these numbers. So watch this, how awesome this is, okay? So here on this one family, you would have made about $240. Let's call it $360. Let's do a 480. And let's do 600, okay? By helping out one family a week, one, it's going to take you about an hour or two, you would have made about $1,600. Now, that's not a lot of money. You're not going to get rich. But could you use an extra $1,600, and let's say it took you 8 hours to do that? Honestly, I can't think of anywhere else where you can go right now and legally make $1,600 in about 8 hours. You're looking at about $200 an hour. I think that's phenomenal. Now watch. If you've got great work ethic, if you're competitive, if you want to make way more money, well, let's just say that you did all 4 in 1 week. Not 1 a week, but 4 per week, which we've got plenty of people doing that here. That would mean that you would make about $1,600 per week, which is roughly about $6,000 a month. That's pretty awesome, okay? Now, let's say you're really busy. You got your kids involved with a bunch of things, and maybe you don't have time to do 1 a week, right? Maybe you can only help out one family every 2 weeks. So let's say that you only do 2 families a month. Okay? Let's say that you only do 2 families. These 2 right here. But it paid you, let's add this plus this. Let's say it only paid you $600 a month extra. But it took you 4 hours. Could you use the $600? You see, that's what I'm saying, is that you have total control over how much time you put into it and how much money you make. Which, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't do that at your job. You can't walk into the school where you work at and say, hey, everybody, I want to make $6,000 this month, right? Or I want to make $800 today. You can't do that. They think you're crazy, but you see here, you can do that. You're in total control. Okay? Is it making sense? Awesome. Okay, now, here's what's required. Is that in order to do this type of work, you're going to have to get licensed through the state. Okay? But it's really simple. You're going to have to take a 16-hour class. 16 hours, not 16 days, 16 weeks, 16 months, 16 years, right? 16 hours. It's 1 weekend, right? Now, at this class, we're going to give you a book to study. So you're going to get some study material. Most people that I meet end up studying for about 1 to 2 weeks. And then you're going to take a test. Here's what's great about the test, is that it's only 100 questions, it's multiple choice, and you got to score 70%. That's pretty simple. Out of 100 questions, you've got to get 70 right. You can miss 30 and still pass. It's very fair, okay? Once you pass your exam, we're going to give you your Arizona life license, okay? You do get licensed through the state, which is a big deal, okay? Now, everything here, everything that you see here, your class, your study material, your exam, and your license, we pay for. Primerica will pay for that, okay? The only thing that we're not going to cover is your background check. That's your investment. We want to make sure that you don't have any felonies on your background is really what we're looking for. And here's why we do that. Okay, let me come back to this example here, right? I sat with John and Mary. I showed them a couple options. They picked Plan B. Well, let's fast forward a few years from now. Let's say that John passes away. Well, then what happens is Primerica, our home office in Atlanta, is going to mail me the check, because I was the agent, right? They're going to mail me the check for $200,000. I've got to go and deliver it to Mary and the kids. Well, let's say that I've had 2 felonies, 3 felonies, whatever. Primerica's not going to trust me and say, here's a check for $200,000. You've got 2 felonies, but it's okay. Here's a check for $200,000. Go deliver it. That's not going to happen, okay? And so your background check is your investment. It's a $99 background fee. That's it. So we cover the rest. You're going to cover your $99 background check. Okay. Now, this is a way successful people think. If $99 is going to help me make an extra $1,600 by helping one family out per week, that's a great deal. If $99 can help you make $6,000 a month, that's a great deal. But let's just say that you paid $99, you got licensed, and all you really made with us was an extra $600 a month. Would that still be a great deal? I think so. I think it'd be an incredible deal, right? Now, watch this, okay? Let me ask you a question. Let's just say at this point, you can make an extra $1,000 a month with us. If you had an extra $1,000 every month, what do you think you would do with the extra income? Go ahead, just give me your top 3, okay? All right, you'd save, good. Save for what? Okay, college, yeah, it's going to be expensive, right? What else? Okay, pay off some bills, good. Give me a third one, but give me something fun, something you do with your wife and the kids. There we go, some traveling. Awesome, awesome. Now, let me give you one last example here, okay? Now, you're a guy, so I'm going to use a guy as an example here. Let's use a guy by the name of Jay-Z. You know who Jay-Z is? You have to, right? Okay, so watch this. Jay-Z is a super wealthy guy. But let me explain to you why he's got a lot of money, okay? Jay-Z, let's think of the ways that you and I know that he makes money. Okay, number 1, music, right? Okay. Number 2, he's got a clothing line. Okay. Number 3, he's like a co-owner of a basketball team or something. So let's put basketball. Okay. He's got a shoe line. He does cologne. Okay. He does suits and ties. Right. It's a whole nother line from just his regular clothing line. What else? He's an agent now. He's a sports agent now, I heard, right? And he does a little bit of, I'm sure he's got real estate everywhere, right? So let's put R-E, real estate. Okay, so watch this. And I'm sure he's got more. But just based on what we know, okay, Jay-Z has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways to make money. Do you see why he's rich? Because he has multiple streams of income. You see, Jay-Z figured this out years ago. That if he wants to live an incredible lifestyle, not just for him, but for his children, he cannot do that with a 9-to-5 job. It just is not going to cut it. You see, for Jay-Z, here's how he thinks. If the cologne business goes out, it doesn't matter to him. If the shoe line disappears, no biggie, right? If he sells all his real estate, it's okay, right? Because he has other ways to make money. He's got backups. But if we said, okay, let's do a little drawing like this for John. Okay, so let's do John. Okay, I know it's funny, right? But let's go like this. Let's put John. John. Okay, now how many ways do you have right now to make money? Go ahead, name them off. Okay, you got your job. Okay, what else? Okay, that's it. That's a problem. Okay, so what I'm simply saying is this. Don't let go of your job. Stay there for now. Okay, but think about this. If you work with us and you can make an extra $1,000 a month, now you got 2, right? And you save up that money for a couple years. You go buy a rental property, right? And now you got some real estate that's going to produce some monthly income for you. Now you got 3. You see that? So what happens is little by little, right? You become your own little version of Jay-Z, right? You're missing Beyonce. But anyways, so you start having multiple streams of income. That's how this works. Okay, so let me ask you a question, okay? Because literally, I'm done. I'm done. Okay? But I will tell you this. If you were showing me this opportunity, and you were going to teach me, and you were going to train me, and really, the only thing I had to do was go through a background check, and it was only going to cost me $99. In other words, if the tables were turned, and you were trying to show me the opportunity, I would, without a shadow of a doubt, jump on it like that. See, because I already know, when they sat with me, I knew where I was at. I knew I was struggling. I knew I was broke. I knew I had no money saved. I knew I didn't take my kids anywhere. I knew I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't like the holidays. I didn't like the fact that I got paid on a Friday and by Monday my check was gone because I had so many bills. I knew I had no retirement plan. I knew I had no life insurance. I didn't see the light, man. And so when this was presented to me, I jumped all over it. There was no thinking. What was there for me to think about? I was broke, right? Now look, if you're like most people, okay, you might be thinking, dang, I don't have the money. I don't have $100, $99. But you know what I tell people is this. If you don't have $100, that's exactly why you've got to join me. Because you don't have $100. That's not good. That doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or 48 years old. You should have $100. Okay? Now, here's the other thing. You might be thinking, well, I don't have time. You know what? You make time, number one. Number two, it's not going to require a lot of your time. I showed you how in 8 hours, right, by helping one family a week, you can make an extra $1,600. That's very little time, right, in comparison to how much time you put into your regular job, okay? But you know what? I'm looking for winners, man. I'm looking for 7 to 10 people that I can train, that I can teach, that I can get great at this business. And I don't know about you, man, but I just feel like we met for a reason. There's a reason why you and I met. There's a reason why you took my call. There's a reason why you're sitting here. And my suggestion to you is to get started with us, make some extra money, let me teach you the business. I'm great at what I do. I make money. I'm one of the top producers here in the state of Arizona, and we're going places, man, right? So let me ask you this, okay? I got 3 questions, and then I'm done. Do you have any issues with your background? No felonies? Okay, awesome. Is the $99 difficult for you? Okay, but you can